Up there, around. See, now I turn that. When I turn my mic on, it echoes through your phone, so that it feel like it's connected.
We'll talk about anything boxing and see if you want to, and see if we can record it and play it back.
Okay.
All right. So right now you got Lights Out Harvey. So Lights Out Harvey, man. Pick a topic, anything boxing you want to talk about. Right now, you on right now with AK the Apostle, Team Lonely Child. So tell me whatever you want to talk about boxing, anything. Pick a topic.
Okay. What I would like to know is, pretty, who is like the premier boxer in boxing? Like out of all the weight classes, like who do you think is like the most entertaining boxer to watch?
Entertaining?
Yes, gonna give you a good fight.
I look at it differently. Cause see, entertaining don't mean you're the best. You know what I mean? Cause see, most people don't like technically sound boxers. The best fight is always going to be the most technically sound. You know what I mean? Like people thought Floyd was boring, but he always won. You know what I'm saying? So he was the best because you couldn't beat him.
Right.
But he wasn't exactly box office in terms of, man, wow, I want to go back and watch that again. Not in every fight.
See, I don't have to disagree with that because Floyd is one of the primary boxers I watch. I mean, his pre-boy Floyd days, he was putting people on the camera. Like you can't overshadow that.
We're not. Hey, man, I said he the best.
Right.
You know, it's not that he's not the best. It's you said more exciting. Like you said, who you want to see in terms of excitement is what you said. And I'm not saying, listen, I like technically sound fighters, so it wasn't boring to me because I love the sport. I'm talking about people in general be like, oh, I don't want to see that. I want to see this, that, and the third. I just want to see somebody win.
I agree with it. I want to see a good fight. I don't want to see no slow. I don't like when you get out there and beat brains out of one another and there's no finesse in it. I want to see some finesse. I want to see some dodging and ducking.
Every now and then, Slim, every now and then a good war is good.
Okay, what does that mean?
So, man, listen, we always remember the wars when two fighters just threw caution to the wind and put it all out there. So we've always loved that. Gotti Ward, the Barrera Morales. We love them fights. Marquez Pacquiao.
Yeah, but tell me this. That's something we can talk about now. Marquez Pacquiao now. I felt like Marquez got the best of him most of them fights. He'll get Robert Pacquiao because of who he was. Shit, like on that first fight, I felt like Marquez squares it out. Second fight, the same thing. It took the third fight for me to feel like, okay, Manny, he all right. And then the fourth fight, he got knocked out.
You can make an argument he lost all 4 fights.
That's what I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying.
You can make a legit argument he lost every last one of them. You know, I mean, it's up to discretion. The only one that I think that was iffy was maybe the first or second one that you could have flipped it. But yeah, like I said, you can make an argument on Marquez beat, but he's never got the best of Marquez. Let me put it like that.
Well, tell me this then. What determines, like, because I feel like I'm a boxing enthusiast, and I'm not nowhere really and truly, I guess most people consider it not. But I feel like that's one thing that makes Floyd the old guy that he is the fact that I don't care how many times like a person actually punches you if there's no damage occurred. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times a lot of boxers will have a lot of flash, but they don't be whooping. They'll be whooping. So then they like, you ain't really winning this fight. You just out here doing a lot of showboating or showmanship. And that's the thing I had problem with the heavyweight fight, Deontay Wilder and your boy from across the pond.
What about
like in that first fight, nobody criticized him for keep raising his hands throughout the round, and I'm like, he just doing that as a favor. And so the contention of him actually flipping him, man, like I don't feel like he broke Deontay Wilder's spirit in either fight. Does that make any sense?
what?
Well, now when he got caught, yeah, he was outside of his element mind-wise, but I'm talking about as in like you beat a man to the point the man know I can't beat this person.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. The first fight, I didn't see where Fury won the 9 to 10 round that everybody was screaming. And I didn't see where he was dominating the first fight like everybody was screaming.
Right.
But he, in every fight, right, there's a feel.
Right.
He kind of won the feel of the fight because that's why a lot of people, they was like, oh man, he definitely won, or they robbed him the first fight, because the feel of the fight, it felt like he was in control, and Deontay was desperate more.
Right.
But when the two knockdowns, the 2 10-8 rounds, so then you got to go back and say, okay, we got to really score those earlier rounds. And was he really winning them, or could have been either way? And if any of them rounds went either way, then the draw makes sense.
Well, but see, that's my whole argument right there. Because I feel like in the art of business, when you're boxing, the whole point is to put the man you're opposing on the canvas. So when Deontay Wilder had the 2 knockdowns, I felt like that should have garnered him being declared the winner of the first fight, because he put the man on the canvas twice. But they said, well, no, he came back, he got up and out of no, but in the 9th, what was it, 10th round when he cold cocked him, he had to shake it loose, it might have been the 11th round. It was like, you could have actually said that the referee, I saw the referee tell Tyson Fury to walk to the left, walk to the right, and then the referee walked to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, you're not supposed to do it like that.
I agree with that part. I do agree with that part, that the whole knockdown and how the referee conducted it. He's one of those referees that I don't know, man. He kind of blows me at how he does it, because in a normal situation, a normal referee could have easily weighed that fight.
Right.
And for a fighter that's in that predicament that Deontay Wilder was in, them extra seconds mean a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, at the same time, it's 2 ways you can look at it. Yeah, you can say work to his advantage, and yeah, the ref shouldn't have did it. But at the same time, you had the whole rest of the round to get the man out of there. Couldn't do it.
Get him out of that.
Couldn't do it.
Get him out of that.
So it definitely, it's one of those catch-22s. But the complete, like I said, after watching the second fight.
Yeah, true.
The first fight don't matter.
But in the second fight, we don't have to agree on this.
The first fight,
that glove as a reach advantage because his hand was sunk behind that glove. And when you're in a fist fight, a person can clinch at you and you're a joke. So imagine somebody had 5 inches, so it gave him a slight advantage, whether right or wrong. He ended up winning the fight. But once he caught him in the back of the head, he took him out of there. He was out on the feet. So it is what it is. But I ain't no Tyson Fury fan.
I am now. And I'm going to tell you why. This man won the undisputed heavyweight title, right? Did not fight for like 2.5 years.
But listen, why he got put out of fight. Now, if you cross court with that, UFC, everybody want to dog out John Bones, whatever he's doing his spare time. This man couldn't pass a doping check. That's why he lost the belt in the first place.
No, he laid around and was on crack and cocaine.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be a champion and you don't know like that.
Okay, he sat around for 2 years.
Okay.
Didn't do nothing.
Okay.
All right, so regardless of, okay, all of this is in the past. So right now you got a fat, out of shape guy,
right,
who was on drugs getting back into boxing.
Right.
Now, while he was gone, all these other fighters, Deontay Wilder, Fury, Joshua, won all the belts. Right? They won all the belts. And I'm not taking nothing from them. They fought who they had to fight, beat who they had to beat. They declared the champion. Boxing don't stop for somebody just because they want to fall off. So, you know, they did what they were supposed to do. Nothing against them. They won the belts. However, after two little tune-up fights, right? He come back and fight Deontay Wilder to a draw. Now, the funny thing is this. Even if we want to give that first fight to Deontay, it was still a competitive fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the fact is this. He took that fight because everybody else was scared of Deontay. That's true. And we could get into the Joshua Wilder thing in a minute, but clearly everybody else that was out there that could have been somebody didn't want to fight. So Tyson Fury said, man, hold on. I'm going to take it upon myself and take this fight because y'all dudes are scared. And he did that. And then ran it back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when he ran it back, God me never.
Yeah. Like once it's on record, it's on record.
Chief, let me tell you something. The reason why I'm not listening to no excuses. At all. For the second fight. Because you was the A side. And at the A side, listen, as the A side, which he was the fairest A side that I've ever seen because he clearly, like Deontay Wilder, listen, don't take nothing away from him. Deontay Wilder was about that life. You know what I'm saying? Many people who had went through a fight against somebody like that and it came out to a draw wouldn't have ran it back. You know what I'm saying? Even I would have liked for him to have went to straight to Joshua. Right. Versus taking that fight. Take it back, right. But he ran it back. And it's like, dude, this is the only dude that I can see in the whole weight class that could possibly beat you. Right. And you going at him. So you can't take nothing from him. He took the fight.
You know, but here's the thing. This is something I never said. I never said that Deontay Wilder was an actual boxer. We were comparing styles of boxing. Because when we're comparing styles of boxing, then Tyson Fury outclasses them all of that. But that's not the point. What I am saying is that Tyson Fury is also conniving and kind of cut corners, whatever it takes. And so it's a blemish on that.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it is absolutely not.
More man than most other fighters because Ortiz was the only person who really was, wanting to fight.
Listen. Check this out. Everything that y'all talking about, right? The gloves, whatever he made it did, all of those things is that you can control in negotiation.
Right.
So
if you're getting it done to you,
no. What I'm saying is when he go to get his hands wrapped, right? It's supposed to be a representative from Deontay Wilder's camp in his dressing room when his hands being wrapped. Right. You supposed to watch his hands get wrapped, you watch his gloves get put on. If y'all did not do that, that's your problem.
But that's not what is happening. It's not about when it's wrapped. It's about adjusting your hand and the glove at the time of competition. To the point.
Let me tell you something, bro.
Argue about is the way that the glove is flopping around.
Don't make no difference to me, man.
The fact that his hand is not all the way in the glove, but the clothes as a fist. What are you talking about,
bruh? That's your problem. Even if that's 100% true, that's your fault, bruh. Listen. Before the fight starts, right? When y'all go to the weigh-in, right? The night before the fight, you pick your gloves out. So you and your representatives, somebody is there at the table when everybody picks out the gloves to make sure everything is right about the glove. That's supposed to happen. That's part of boxing negotiation. Just go back to the Floyd Mandana fight, and there wasn't no patent in Mandana gloves. Somebody from Floyd representative said, "Hold on, Floyd, come look at this glove." Floyd came back and said, "Oh, ain't no patent in the glove." That's what you're supposed to do. That's the whole purpose of being inside.
It wasn't an adjust on the glove as a pattern or anything tangible that you can notice. It's adjust on the glove from distance. Meaning if you slide your hand back and give you 4 inches, so now you have the confidence of saying, I can touch him before he touch me. I'm gonna put the box around. So he ain't gonna be able to get a chance to hit me because every time I see him grab up to hit me, I'm gonna touch him. And it's not gonna be that I'm impacting and punching. It's just gonna be the pressure in him to keep him from pushing me. That's how I saw that. Now I agree. Tyson Fury is a better style boxer.
Don't just run. You running.
I don't think if you put them in the bar and said who gonna walk out of here, at any point in time, Tyson Fury is gonna not be Deontay Wilder out and walk out of there.
I disagree. Again, one more time. One more time about the glove thing. Anything you do concerning your hand wraps and boxing gloves, a representative from your team is supposed to be there, and in order for him to come in that ring with whatever he got on, somebody from your team had to say it's okay.
But look,
that's a fact.
This is a lead story then. Okay, we having something to go for it because we talking about this because I feel the same way about Manny Pacquiao, Floyd, because I seen 2 times clearly in the fight where Floyd unloaded on the shoulder. So whatever damage he might have suffered in that fight. But to say that he went into the fight injured and all, there's a whole little cult of people who want to say that. And they say before you fight, you have to get checked out by a doctor or physical. You have to list whether you got any type of injury suffered in training or anything else.
Listen.
And for him to sign off saying he was perfectly healthy to fight that fight, well, then that's just the case.
Bruh, we all seen him doing selfies before the fight.
Right.
We seen him doing selfies in the weigh-in.
Right.
Then look, we're not gonna look. Let's stick to one fight at a time.
He raised his hands at the end of the fight.
Yeah, we know better than that. I'm gonna tell you something. Have you ever had a rotator cuff injury? You'll know them joints is excruciating. Nah. But like I said, man, Tyson Fury, Wilder fight, anything that went on outside of the normal realm of boxing, you have your team to control that. And if your team wasn't on it,
okay, I accept that.
Just like, okay, for instance, just like when the dude Margarita got caught with the hand wraps by Nassim Richardson. When Felix Trinidad got caught with those hand wraps when he was about to fight Bernard Hopkins. See, that's because when they went in there, Felix Trinidad had the gloves on. Nassim Richardson said, nah, take those off. I need to see them wraps. And when he touched that hand wrap, that joint was hard as a cast. And he said, nah, y'all not going to ring with that on.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So ever since those days, that's what you're training. Listen,
that's part of your camp.
Listen, what all y'all see is when people get in the ring. It's a whole process that goes on before they make it to that ring. And if your team don't take care of everything, little check, because it's your job, your camp. You got to protect your fighter. It's your job to take care of your fighter. You know what I mean? So if that didn't happen, that didn't happen. But once they got in the ring, yes, everybody.
But tell me this right here, though. It's a process of breaking a box down. This is something else that I want to interject into fact that I feel like when you put a box, when you on your game, like I said, and Pretty Boy Floyd days, when Pretty Boy, he would put the box to the point where he took the idea of them winning out of their mind. And we didn't see that in that fight between Fury and
hey, bro.
Wow.
Hey, bro. Hey, listen.
I didn't feel like truth. I felt like Deontay got toe caught. He was out on his, like he really didn't realize he was getting booked at the end by the end of the fight. But I don't feel like Tyson Fury broke his will. That's all I want to say.
Break his will is a lot to do. First of all, can I tell y'all something though? Let me tell you something about boxing. It is more damaging when somebody systematically breaks you down versus somebody beating you down. Somebody beating you down may not necessarily. If you got a will and you're a warrior, your will may never be broken. Okay. But somebody if you got in the ring with somebody like a Floyd, systematically broke you down, like when Bernard Hopkins systematically broke down Felix Trinidad. When you break somebody mentally, that's when you break somebody, because you basically showed their body that, man, everything you learned in your life in boxing is nothing. Don't mean nothing. You can't even win a round. You can't even win. You can't even win a round. You can't even win a round. You know what I'm saying? You can't even win a round. Sometimes when you systematic, like Kelly Paddock was never the same.
Tell me this right here. What do you think is Floyd, Money May? What is his best punch? Because this is something I've been kicking around my mind lately. What do you think is best, like with all this fight? What do you think is best punch?
Well, we're gonna label one punch. His whole arsenal is what make him, but his best punch was that straight right hand.
I love that straight right to the body. When he stick it out there, ever since he was Pretty Boy, all the way to Money May, when he stick it out there, the boxer, he catches his
See,
this straight right to the body right here. Woo, Man, that's a patent move. Go back and watch his fights and watch. When he was young to when he grown now, he stick that hand out the same way every time. That's my opinion. I need my bone right now. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going up to the next level. Try it.
Well, okay.
So look, man, I'm telling you what, we got 24 minutes in now, and for about first 10 we wasn't talking. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm assuming it's recording to my Gmail account, right? My Google account. And if that's the case, then I can send it to you once we log out.
That's fine. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go for another say 30 minutes and we'll cut it off. Okay. And go from there. You know. Testing. 1, 2, 3. In the place to be. And then we might, if it sounds good, we keep some of it. We can keep some of it, edit it and put it up. But yeah.
See, now you don't know. It could be on the mic, it might not be on the mic. Go ahead. You know. So what's the next fight is coming up?
Well, everything is gonna be for toward the end of the year now.
Yeah, because everything get pushed back. It's all like,
you know, we supposed to get Danny Garcia versus Earl Spence.
When you say we supposed to get it, what do you mean? Come well.
That's supposed to be a fight that's coming up towards the end of the year.
But then Earl just fought Mikey, right?
No. Earl just fought Sean Porter.
But I'm talking about before Sean Porter, he fought Mikey. Right?
Yeah. What about it?
Well, I mean, at that point, I kind of could see Mikey and Danny having a better show of a fight than Earl.
Why that?
I don't know. It seems like it's the same statue of boxing, kind of go hard type of boxing. It would be a more entertaining fight. Remember when we started not talking about entertaining fight? It would be more entertaining because I feel like Earl might be a little bit too big for Danny. Same way it was with Matt. I mean, with Mike.
So in the welterweight division, because that's a hot division, that's the hottest division in boxing.
Right.
Who do you see as the man?
To be honest, after Earl clashed with Sean, I mean, I've been on 10. I've been rocking with Omaha for a while, but I don't know if he can really, because some niggas is hard. So he might can withstand Earl, but if Earl come back from the accident and he's still solid in the world. Probably Earl. Probably about it. Kind of welterweight.
Okay.
And yourself, what do you say?
Well, the guy is definitely between Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. You know, it's a dude online right now screaming. Here's the thing. This is another thing that we're going to get away from in there. Everybody want to keep screaming who's scared of who ducking who this, that, and the third, and all that, right? They was like, oh, Earl is scared of her.
Right.
I'm like, okay, if he's scared, tell me what he's scared of.
Right.
Put him in the ring and tell me what he's scared of. Because, see, that's how we determine. Just because when people used to do that to me with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd. Oh, Floyd is definitely scared of Manny. Okay, put him in the ring, tell me what he's scared of. Tell me what he's scared of.
Now, the one thing we didn't talk about that fight was I didn't realize how big Floyd was compared to Manny until you saw him in the ring. Yeah.
That's their problem. Listen, we knew that.
Yeah, true.
All leading up to the fight, we've been telling everybody that he's too little, but they didn't want to listen. You know, what happened with this? They anointed, put it like this. That whole situation was a sham.
Right.
Was a sham all along because you took a fighter that was never on another fighter's level and made him his rival.
Right.
Now, for 10 years, they had the same promoter.
Yeah. They
both was on Top Rank. They both was on the same promoter. Now, one time during the whole time, I might say it might have been 7 years, might not have been 10, but I don't, because people listen to this, I don't want no misquotes. Or he don't even know what he's talking about. It was 7 years, wasn't 10. But for a good stretch of time, Manny and Floyd had the same promoter.
Oh.
Not one time that you ever heard the mention of them two fighting each other, ever once.
Right.
They wasn't mentioned in the same ranking system. Floyd was on the pound for pound list way before Manny Pacquiao was even thought of.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So all of that, he was scared of him. He was ducking him. Nah. Right. It was a real story about something going on with them pills.
Yeah, but you know what? But that's the whole point. That's what I always talk about. Oh, yeah, they fighting, you know. I'm like, they could have been fought a long time ago if he had just said, I wasn't going to take a random drug test. Anything that people do in the Olympics, it should be like, okay, ain't no problem. But he couldn't do that. So I'm with Floyd on that. I've been waiting on that.
So, but honestly, though, I didn't even need the Pacquiao fight. After the Canelo fight, I ain't need nothing else.
But you know what? I really think Madonna was Floyd's tough battle, man. Madonna like Terrence Crawford. They're the same skin tone as Scott. They'll take a lick and keep ticking.
Well, the thing was, he didn't get up for Madonna. He didn't get up, man. He went through the motions with Madonna.
You don't think he got up for Madonna? No. You need to go back and watch this fight.
No, don't get now. Listen. If you go back and look at that Madonna fight, right, and look at what he was doing, how when Madonna was pushing him to the ropes, he was still catching him.
He was holding him on the rope.
Slim. That right there. Listen. That right there should tell everybody one thing for sure.
But he ain't been on his bicycle like with Canelo. He wasn't on his bike like he was with Madonna.
He wasn't on his bike.
He kept bagging up. Madonna was standing in his chest. Madonna was standing in his chest.
But he stayed in the pocket. And he stayed. Listen. And every time that Bama had a free hand, he landed.
He beat. Okay, then let's say
he landed.
We agree on this. He beat Madonna. He beat Canelo easily than Madonna.
It was a rougher fight.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that
because Madonna came in through cautions to the win. It was like, I'm just gonna do whatever. He hit the man behind the head. He kneed him. He hit him. I mean, golly. He low blowed him 55 times. I mean, he made it a fight. But listen, that fight right there, and the Ricky Hatton fight right there, shows you one thing about Floyd.
Ricky Hatton he was sitting time.
Again, he was rough. But these are fighters that tried to rough Floyd up. And what he showed y'all in them fights is this: he can entertain with anything. It didn't matter. Because see, listen, everybody knows can't nobody beat that man in the middle of the ring. Nobody. Right. Can't nobody beat that man in the middle of the ring. So in order to beat him, you gotta do something out of the ordinary. You gotta rough him. You gotta foul him. You gotta do something. But you can't beat him in the middle of the ring. You stand in the middle of the ring, he'll pick your pieces. That man, listen, that man made Canelo Alvarez lay up on the ropes.
But hey, listen, I'm gonna say this to the point that Canelo was young at that point.
I don't want to hear that.
Canelo had been what he was at 25. He would have been. He might have been a different fight.
He got whooped worse. He got whooped worse.
Canelo got some things from him after that. Canelo started sliding punches better after that, man. Come on, man.
Don't y'all believe that? Listen, man. Ain't no such. If you're 23 years old and can't beat a 37-year-old, what are we talking about?
But no, hold on. Let's just be men about this, man. You can't tell me you felt like you was at your maximum strength at 23 compared to 25. Ain't natural. And 25, man, you go find out on the street and you put a 23-year-old, he said, I knock him out.
Let me ask you something. Most fighters, right, throughout history, once they got to their mid-30s, they was considered past their prime.
Right. Around about 33, you pass your prime in boxing.
Over there, past their prime.
Right.
He's 4 years past that point. He's 36, 37.
Right. But he still is outrunning everybody. So Floyd is a specimen when it comes to that road work. So his endurance, that's the main thing. His endurance was so far beyond his time that, you know, like it like ain't nobody else, didn't nobody else come up in 3 generations.
And then the thing is
come on, man.
Time out. And then the thing about that fight, it wasn't like Floyd was spreading the ring. He was in the pocket with Canelo. He stood right in front of him.
But I'm just saying, Canelo at that point, Canelo wasn't as smooth a boxer as he was precursor to that fight because he's a Mexican boxer. He had been standing there brawling, going at it.
So
he got to a person.
You're making my point now. You're making my point. You're making my point. Listen, you're making my point. The target you need is a 37-year-old, and he's not moving. He's right there.
Right.
He's in the shell. You throwing shots, he popping you right back. He systematically beat him. Right. No, bro. No. It's levels to this. He was never on Floyd level. Because if you want, okay, let's do this.
Well, he goes back.
No. Let him be 25 then. Okay, he's 25.
I want to talk about Canelo versus Triple G. That would be a better conversation.
We watched that fight together.
Yeah, I know we watched one of those fights together.
We thought Triple G won the fight.
No, but I can remember our conversation during the fight. At one point in time, you were Wayne and you were like, nah, man, I don't know if you're talking about the first fight or what, but we had a difference of opinion about who won the fight or what was going on. Let's revisit that.
Well, I thought Triple G won the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought Canelo won the second one.
Okay.
I think Triple G lost his last fight against that dude Dermachenko.
Well, this is what I was gonna say. I felt like Triple G won the first two, but on that last fight, when they fought for the trilogy, I felt
No, there ain't been no trilogy. They only fought twice.
They only fought twice?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting, yeah, my mind is out. Hold on, okay. Canelo versus Triple G, they only fought twice.
Yeah. Canelo won Triple G, they called the first one a draw.
First one was a draw.
But that was Triple G win.
Right.
The second one, Canelo.
Yeah, second one, Canelo definitely won. Because it was just like Triple G, they couldn't break him down. Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm talking about Triple G last fight. He fought a dude named Dermachenko on the zone. Right. And to me, he lost that fight. That's why he probably backed out of the fight that he's supposed to have with Canelo coming up. They're supposed to fight the trilogy now, but Triple G backed out. And I think that's probably why, because that boy Dermachenko was putting that.
I haven't watched.
Oh yeah, well, go on the zone or somewhere and see if you can find that boy. That boy put the mittens on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So then, but you know what though? You know what I don't like? I'm telling you what I don't like. I really don't like Lomachenko, man. I feel like he ain't caught nobody else.
You know what, man? That's
other than your boy. Other than your boy now. I watch that.
Here's the thing. I don't dislike no fighters right now. I'm in a space where I don't dislike anybody. I love them all.
But I'm just talking about accolades, man. Accolades behind accomplishment. I mean, come on, man.
Lomachenko, bad boy.
Who he done beat worthy of referencing? Like, why? I haven't heard nobody reference him fighting Terrence Crawford. Earl.
He's too big.
If he fought Sean Porter,
they're too big. Lomachenko's at 135. Them boys 147. He ain't that big. Lomachenko ain't that big, man.
But I thought his last belt was like a clear welterweight belt.
No, man. He's 135.
Well, he got a lot more height than what I thought.
But he got a nice fight coming up with Teofimo Lopez.
And I also thought that what his name was whooping him. Rigondeaux was whooping him until he broke his hand or whatever happened to him. And by first 1 or 2 rounds, Rigondeaux was tagging him, man. I'm like, man, did he just faded out?
No, man.
You know what I'm saying?
No, man. Rigondeaux is my dude.
That's what I know. I remember you turned me on to Rigondeaux. You
my dude, man. I think my man got paid off that night, man.
He got paid off. He didn't lay off, man. He started dodging.
I think my man took a bag that night. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, man, we're gonna do that, dude, and appreciate y'all for checking us out, man. We're gonna see what we got, man.
Right.
Team Lonely Child, Lights Out Harbor.
Box. Damn. Okay, you're hot. Okay. Not yet.
You're still running on my screen.
Yeah.
It's not a touch screen.
Nope. It ain't even going. All right, here we go. Ian Brock. There you go. Okay.